Now, time to turn our attention to all things betting. It is time to make our championship play, and today we bring in a heavy hitter, Ben Everill from the PGA Tour's Golfbet. Stopped by with AJ Feldman to offer his advice on what you should be playing money with this week.
All right, and I'm joined here now with Ben Everill, senior writer for Golfbet. Now, as we look at the PGA Championship this year, obviously it's different when you have a major that no one's played in a long time, 10 years since we've been back to Oak Hill. Since the restoration, nobody's played it, of course. What are kind of the statistics, the aspects of a player's game that you're looking for when you're betting this week?
So it's interesting, as you said, we were here a decade ago, and back then it was a ball striker's paradise. We had Jason Duffner win the title, Jim Furyk was in the mix, Adam Scott was in the mix, and we now have to decide, is it going to be similar? Are we going to have the same sort of player play well here, or with a few trees removed, with the new greens, is it going to be more of a bomber's paradise? From what I've talked to a few players out there, it's going to be a mixture of both. You need to be accurate off the tee. If you're long and accurate, obviously that's going to work, but you definitely have to be accurate. So I'm still leaning towards some of those ball strikers.
Heading into the week, you've got the two main favorites, Scotty Scheffler, Jon Rahm. We can maybe throw Rory in there, the hometown kid. Do you think there is any value with those, especially those top two players, with such a low number on them?
So for me, when it comes to the favourites and they're this low, especially in a major championship where a lot of guys are in contention, I like to sit back. One of the beauties on golf is you can bet during the tournament, after each round, during the rounds. So with Scheffler, for instance, I'd be holding back. Maybe think of him as a first-round leader option if you want some juicier odds. Wait and see how that first round plays out and then decide if you're going to invest from that point on. I think the value is going into that sort of mid-tier and even the long shots early pre-tournament betting.
So we've got a lot of mid-tiers, a lot of attractive options. Who are some of the players you're targeting this week?
You know, the number one pick I had in my preview this week is fresh off a win in his hometown in South Korea, and that's Sungjae Im. I think that he's got the game that should suit around this place. He mirrors what Jason Duffner was doing 10 years ago in terms of statistics. Very accurate off the tee, one of the premier iron players out here, so I like Sungjae. And another guy who won last week, a friend of mine, Jason Day, looking very good. And they're both around that 28, 30, 35 to 1 range, and I think, as I said, that's where you can get some value.
All right, thank you very much, Ben Everill, senior writer for Golfbet. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.